Oh, you poor little thing. Don't you worry, I've got you.
The snowstorm arrived without warning, swallowing the small mountain town long before night had.
Slowly, gripping her cane, each step toward the door filled with unease. But it forced itself upright and brought its front paws together, pressing them clumsily against its chest.
Oh, my poor little one.
Eleanor carried the puppy instantly inside in the fire.
Please, merciful heavens, spare this small life. Let the storm pass from its body. Thank you.
Some souls don't ask for shelter. They ask for mercy.
The snowstorm arrived without warning, swallowing the small mountain town long before night had fully fallen. By the time darkness settled in, the road outside Mrs. Eleanor Whitmore's cottage had vanished beneath thick, wind-packed snow. The world beyond her windows no longer felt reachable, as if her little house were the last warm place left on earth. Inside the fire crackled softly. Eleanor, 73 years old and widowed for nearly a decade, sat alone in her armchair, wrapped in a worn wool shawl. She had grown used to silence, but sometime after midnight, something broke through it. A sound, faint, uneven, almost lost beneath the howl of the wind. Not a knock, not scratching, just a presence. Elena's eyes opened, her heart tightened in a way she couldn't explain. No one would come out in weather like this. Still she rose, slowly, gripping her cane, each step toward the door filled with unease. When she turned the handle and pulled it open, the cold struck her like a physical blow. And there, standing in the snow, was a dog. It was clearly a house dog, medium-sized with fur that had once been carefully groomed. Now it hung heavy with ice and dirt, its body shaking uncontrollably. Around its neck was a cracked leather collar, old but unmistakable, the kind bought by someone who once cared. The dog didn't bark. It didn't whine. Instead, it looked at Eleanor, and then slowly, painfully, it rose onto its two hind legs. The movement was awkward, unnatural, and it nearly lost its balance in the wind. But it forced itself upright and brought its front paws together, pressing them clumsily against its chest, begging. Not a trick, not obedience, a desperate memory of something it had learned long ago. Eleanor felt the breath leave her lungs. The dog could not hold the position for more than a moment. Its legs gave out and it collapsed back into the snow. With a weak push of its nose, it nudged something forward toward the light spilling from the doorway. A puppy, so small Eleanor could barely believe it, was alive. Its body was rigid with cold, its breathing thin and shallow as if every breath might be its last. Eleanor dropped to her knees in the snow, ignoring the sting of the cold seeping through her nightclothes, and gathered the puppy into her shawl. "Oh, my poor little one," she whispered, her voice breaking. Behind her, the mother dog did not follow. She remained just outside the threshold, head lowered, eyes fixed on Eleanor's hands. She knew doors. She knew not to cross them uninvited. She had once belonged to a home. Eleanor carried the puppy inside and placed it near the fire, rubbing its tiny chest, warming it drop by drop with milk and trembling hope. Only then did the mother dog step inside, collapsing onto the floor, exhaustion finally overpowering fear. The hours that followed felt suspended in time. Eleanor whispered prayers she hadn't spoken in years. The mother dog refused food, watching every movement, every breath. And then, finally, the puppy stirred. A twitch, a fragile whimper, life returning inch by inch. By morning, the storm had passed. Soft light filled the cottage. The puppy slept peacefully, warm and breathing. Eleanor turned to the doorway and found it empty. Outside, the snow lay untouched except for two sets of paw prints leading away, one large, one small. By the door lay the old collar. Eleanor pressed it to her chest, tears slipping freely now. Some souls don't ask for shelter, they ask for mercy. And sometimes on the coldest night of all, love finds a way to beg, even without hands.